Have you ever stopped to consider who really controls your life? Not your boss, not the economy, not the people around you, but you. Imagine a life where every decision, every reaction, every word you speak, and every thought you think works in your favor. Picture waking up each day knowing that no matter what chaos surrounds you, you hold the steering wheel. That power isn't a fantasy. It's available to you right now the moment you choose to seize it. The difference between a life of constant struggle and a life of unstoppable momentum isn't luck, it's control. Control over your mouth, your mood, your money, and your mind. These four pillars are the keys to freedom, to peace, to a version of yourself that others may envy but you feel at home in. The truth is, most people live with their power scattered. They let words slip from their lips that tear themselves down. They allow moods to dictate decisions. They let money slip through their fingers while chasing instant gratification. And they surrender their minds to worry, fear, and doubt. But that doesn't have to be you. You can decide today that you no longer hand over your power, circumstance to impulsive reactions or to the noise of the world. You can decide that your mouth will speak with intention, your mood will rise above chaos, your money will serve you instead of enslaving you, and your mind will operate as a finely tuned instrument, focused and free. Think about the doors that will open when you master these four areas. Imagine the confidence that will rise within you when you know that no one can provoke you into anger. No sudden setback can shake your resolve. No unexpected expense can steal your peace, and no negative thought can dictate your life. This is not about perfection. This is about power. Real, tangible power that transforms every area of your existence. And here's the reward for staying with this journey. By the time you master even one of these pillars, the ripple effects will touch every corner of your life. Relationships will strengthen. Opportunities will multiply. Challenges will no longer intimidate you. They will sculpt you into someone stronger, sharper, and unstoppable. Every word you speak will carry weight. Every mood you maintain will radiate strength. Every dollar you control will grow into freedom. Every thought you command will carve the path to the life you've always imagined, but never believed was within reach. The choice is simple. You can remain at the mercy of circumstance, reacting to life as it comes, or you can step into control, take charge of your inner world, and in doing so, shape the world around you. Every second you wait is a second lost to distraction, doubt, and drift. But the moment you commit, everything changes. Your life, your confidence, your destiny, all of it begins to shift. And that shift starts right here, right now, with the decision to reclaim the control that has always been yours. This is your turning point. The life you want isn't waiting for luck or permission. It's waiting for you to rise, to take command, and to claim it fully. Have you ever noticed how easily words slip from your mouth without thought, yet the impact they carry can last a lifetime? Every phrase, every expression, every careless comment shapes the world around you and the world within you. Words are not harmless. They are seeds that grow into belief, action, and reality. When you speak with negativity, fear, or doubt, you are feeding a part of yourself that doubts, fears, and fails. When you speak with intention, courage, and clarity, you are planting strength, confidence, and opportunity. The mouth is not just a tool for communication. It is a tool for creation. Every statement you make about yourself, every opinion you voice about your circumstances, every complaint or excuse, it either builds your life or erodes it. And most people do not realize the subtle damage of careless speech. They complain to feel relief, gossip to feel included, or speak in fear to protect themselves. But these patterns quietly shape their mindset, their energy, and their results. You have a choice to break free from this cycle. You can choose silence when anger rises, thoughtfulness before criticism, and words that inspire rather than diminish. The research is clear. People who speak positively about themselves and others experience higher confidence, stronger relationships, and better overall well-being. But beyond the science lies the undeniable truth. When you control your mouth, you control the first layer of your influence over life. Imagine the energy of your words aligning with your intentions. Imagine waking up knowing that every sentence you speak moves you closer to your goals rather than pulling you away. Imagine the respect, the opportunities, the trust that naturally flows towards someone whose words carry weight and purpose. You will see how your environment responds. Doors you never expected will open. People you once struggled to influence will follow your lead. Obstacles that seemed insurmountable will bend under the force of your conviction. And the most powerful effect of all, your inner voice will change. The internal dialogue that once whispered doubt and fear will now speak with clarity, confidence, and courage. Every time you resist the urge to speak without thought, every time you replace complaint with action, criticism with insight, or fear with affirmation, you are training your mind, your heart, and your life. Your mouth is the gatekeeper of your reality. And when it is mastered, every other area of control becomes easier, more natural, more unstoppable. The world may try to provoke you, to push you into reaction, to steal your energy with chaos and negativity, but a person who masters their words is untouchable. They command respect without demanding it. They create influence without force. They design their life silently, deliberately, and powerfully, starting with the simple but profound act of choosing every word with intention. Take a moment and ask yourself, how many opportunities, relationships, and victories have been lost because of words spoken too soon, too harshly, or too fearfully? The answer is not meant to weigh you down. It is meant to light a fire inside you. Every word you now choose to control is a declaration of power, a step toward mastery, a seed for a life of unmatched purpose and impact. Begin here with the words you speak and feel the world begin to bend to the strength of your control. Have you ever noticed how easily your emotions take control when life throws challenges your way? One moment you feel calm, and the next anger, fear, or frustration grips you like a storm you cannot escape. Every mood you allow to dominate your mind shapes your actions, your decisions, and ultimately the life you live. Most people think emotions are uncontrollable, that they come and go like the weather. But that is a lie we have been told. Emotions are not commands. They are signals. They are messages about what you value, what you fear, and where your attention is focused. The moment you learn to recognize them, to pause before reaction, to choose how you respond, you unlock an inner power few ever discover. Emotional mastery is not about suppressing feelings. It is about transforming them into energy, clarity, and strength. Imagine the freedom of facing conflict without being consumed by it, of encountering criticism without self-doubt, of experiencing disappointment without despair. Imagine responding with calm intelligence while others react impulsively and burn bridges. This is the edge that separates those who live under the tyranny of emotion from those who bend circumstances to their will. Science shows that people who regulate their emotions intentionally are more resilient, more persuasive, and more successful. Their decisions are sharper, their relationships stronger, and their confidence unshakable. But beyond the data lies something deeper, the profound peace that comes from knowing you are never a victim of your feelings. You are the master of the inner climate that defines your life. Each time you pause before reacting, each time you replace frustration with patience, each time you turn fear into focus, you are reclaiming territory within yourself that no one can take. The small moments when your mood is under control while the world rages around you compound into monumental advantage. Your mind becomes a sanctuary instead of a battlefield. Your energy flows toward creation instead of chaos. Your presence becomes magnetic because you carry stability in a world of uncertainty. And this mastery is contagious. Others respond differently when you are unshakable. Doors open, trust grows, and influence rises naturally. You begin to see patterns in your behavior, the triggers that once held you hostage, and the conscious choices that allow you to break free. The storm of emotion still comes, but it no longer dictates your life. It becomes a signal, a tool, a teacher. And with every step you take toward emotional control, you build momentum that touches every other area of mastery. The words you speak, the thoughts you entertain, the resources you manage. You start to realize that mood is not just internal, it is a lever, a power that shapes your world, your relationships, and your future. So ask yourself, how often have you let a fleeting feeling dictate the trajectory of your day, your decisions, or even your destiny? That ends now. Every emotion you feel is now a choice, every reaction, a deliberate act. You will no longer be a puppet of circumstance. You will move through the world with the calm strength of someone who knows that mastery of mood is mastery of life itself. Each controlled breath, each thoughtful response, each shift from chaos to clarity becomes a declaration of power and an unshakable step toward the life you are meant to command. Have you ever felt the weight of money controlling your life, shaping your choices, and dictating your sense of security? Every bill unpaid, every impulse spent, every financial worry echoes in your mind, pulling your energy away from what truly matters. Most people live in constant scarcity, not because resources are limited, but because their relationship with money is uncontrolled. They react, they chase, they worry, and they sacrifice freedom for fleeting comfort. But the truth is that money is not the master, it is a tool. And when you learn to control it, to channel it deliberately, it becomes a force that serves you, expands your possibilities, and magnifies your freedom. Financial mastery is not about wealth alone. It is about clarity, discipline, and choice. It is about deciding what matters, acting intentionally, and refusing to be enslaved by short-term desires. Imagine the power of knowing exactly where your money goes, of having the discipline to save when others spend recklessly, of investing in your future while the world distracts you with instant gratification. This is not just budgeting, this is self-mastery translated into your material world. Research shows that people who manage money consciously experience less stress, more confidence, and greater long-term success. Every dollar you control becomes a declaration that you will not be ruled by circumstances, by societal pressures, or by the fear of scarcity. Every act of financial discipline is an act of personal power. Think about the doors that open when money no longer drains you but fuels your vision. Opportunities that once seemed distant suddenly become attainable. Your focus sharpens because fear and anxiety no longer cloud your mind. Your relationships strengthen because money is no longer a source of constant tension and conflict. And most importantly, you feel the inner freedom that comes from knowing you are the one in charge. Each conscious choice, choosing to save, to invest, to spend intentionally, is a step toward creating a life aligned with your highest goals. Every act of restraint today compounds into security, options, and peace tomorrow. The moment you stop reacting to money out of fear and start directing it with purpose, you begin to reclaim control over your life. You no longer chase distractions, you pursue priorities. You no longer live in scarcity, you operate from abundance. And the effects ripple outward, touching every other area of mastery. Your words gain weight because they are backed by confidence. Your mood stabilizes because stress diminishes. Your mind sharpens because worry no longer clouds judgment. Financial control is not just a skill, it is a cornerstone of freedom, influence, and personal power. Ask yourself, how much of your energy has been drained by money slipping through your hands or dictating your choices? That ends now. Every financial decision you make, no matter how small, is an opportunity to assert your power, to expand your options, and to strengthen your life. The discipline you build in this arena will echo through your words, your emotions, and your mind. It is more than control. It is liberation. Master your money, and you master the freedom to create the life you deserve. Every choice, every act of restraint, every intentional investment becomes a building block of unstoppable momentum, and nothing will ever feel beyond your reach again. Have you ever realized that the most powerful force in your life is the one you carry inside your own head? Your mind is the command center, the architect of your reality, the engine that drives every thought, every decision, every action. Yet so few people treat it with the care, respect, and intentionality it demands. They allow doubts to fester, fears to dominate, and distractions to scatter their energy. They let old beliefs dictate who they are and what they can achieve. The truth is, your mind is not a fixed entity. It is endlessly malleable, waiting for you to shape it with discipline, focus, and purpose. Every thought you cultivate, every belief you reinforce, every idea you choose to entertain either builds your power or erodes it. Imagine having the ability to program your mind towards success, clarity, and unstoppable momentum. Imagine the confidence that arises when fear no longer dictates your decisions and doubt no longer sabotages your progress. This is the power of conscious mental mastery. Neuroscience confirms that the brain is plastic. It changes in response to the patterns you reinforce. Every deliberate thought, every affirmation, every moment of focus strengthens neural pathways that make you sharper, stronger, and more resilient. And the effect is exponential. A disciplined mind transforms your words, your mood, your finances, and your life. It allows you to anticipate challenges before they arise, to see opportunities that others overlook, and to respond with clarity instead of reaction. But mental mastery requires awareness and action. You must notice the thoughts that run unchecked, the beliefs that limit you, and the mental habits that drain your energy. You must consciously choose which thoughts deserve your attention and which ones will be discarded. This is not a passive exercise. It is an active daily practice of focus, reflection, and deliberate thought. Every moment you spend reclaiming control over your mind is a moment that compounds into freedom, influence, and unstoppable personal power. Picture the life that unfolds when your mind is aligned with your highest intentions. Obstacles become challenges to overcome, setbacks become lessons that accelerate your growth, and distractions no longer derail your progress. Your focus becomes razor sharp, your decisions become precise, and your confidence becomes unshakable. And the ripple effect touches every other area of mastery. Your words carry authority because your mind knows the truth. Your mood stabilizes because perspective replaces impulsive reaction. Your finances flourish because clarity and discipline replace chaos and impulse. Mastering the mind is not about eliminating difficulty. It is about becoming the force that shapes difficulty into opportunity. Ask yourself, how often have your own thoughts been the greatest obstacle in your path? How many moments of doubt, hesitation, or fear have stolen your momentum, your focus, and your peace? That ends now. Every thought you choose, every belief you challenge, every mental habit you cultivate is a declaration of control. Your mind is no longer a battlefield. It is a sanctuary, a tool, and a weapon of transformation. The power you seek has been waiting inside you all along. Master your mind, and every other area, your words, your mood, your finances falls into place. The life you imagine, the freedom you crave, the strength you desire, it all begins in this moment, inside your own mind, with the choice to take complete command. Have you ever paused to realize the true weight of the words you speak? Every sentence that escapes your lips carries power beyond your immediate awareness. Words can wound, words can elevate, words can shape the trajectory of your life and the lives of those around you. They are not merely sounds or symbols. They are forces that create reality. When you speak with carelessness, negativity, or fear, you are silently reinforcing limits, doubts, and weaknesses within yourself. Each complaint, each excuse, each harsh remark is a tiny surrender of your personal power. But when you choose your words with intention, every syllable becomes a tool of influence. Every conversation becomes an opportunity. And every declaration becomes a stepping stone toward the life you desire. The science is undeniable. People who practice conscious, positive speech experience higher confidence, deeper relationships, and a stronger sense of purpose. They radiate authority without demanding it, and their presence commands respect effortlessly. The challenge is that most people never pause. They react impulsively, speak without thought, and allow emotion to dictate expression. They underestimate the quiet, profound way words sculpt reality over time. Imagine the difference if every word you spoke built rather than broke, empowered rather than diminished. Imagine the respect you would command, the doors that would open, and the trust that would naturally gravitate toward you. Your words are the first bridge between thought and action. Master them, and you begin to influence not only the world around you, but the world within you. Every time you replace criticism with insight, complaint with solution, and fear with affirmation, you are training your mind to operate at a higher level. Your words align with your intentions, and your energy flows with precision, attracting the circumstances and people that match your vision. This mastery transforms how you navigate conflict, opportunity, and challenge. You become unshakable because your voice no longer betrays doubt or frustration. Your presence becomes magnetic because your words carry weight, clarity, and purpose. Consider the ripple effect. Every conversation, every interaction, every statement becomes an opportunity to strengthen your life rather than diminish it. Control your mouth and you control influence. Control influence and you control opportunity. Control opportunity and you control outcomes. Each intentional word is a declaration of power and a deliberate step toward a life defined by choice rather than circumstance. Ask yourself, how many doors have closed? How many relationships have faltered? How many opportunities have been lost because of words spoken too quickly, too carelessly, or too fearfully? Those losses end now. You have the ability to command your voice, to direct your expression, and to wield the immense force of language consciously. Every word you choose to control is a building block of authority, a seed of respect, and a spark that ignites change. Your voice becomes the instrument through which your inner power resonates into reality. Master your words, and the world bends subtly, irresistibly, toward the strength, clarity, and vision you cultivate within. The act of speaking consciously is not small, it is revolutionary. And every moment you exercise this power, you step closer to a life of total mastery, influence, and unstoppable momentum. Have you ever felt trapped by the chaos of your own emotions? As if every setback, every frustration, and every disappointment had the power to control your entire day? Most people live as if their feelings are uncontrollable forces, storms that sweep through their minds and dictate their actions. But the truth is that your emotions are not commands. They are indicators, signals meant to guide you, not imprison you. When you learn to regulate your mood, to observe it without surrendering to it, you unlock a level of power that most people never even imagine. Emotional mastery is not about pretending to feel nothing or suppressing what arises. It is about transforming raw energy into clarity, focus, and strength. Every moment you choose patience over rage, reflection over panic, and calm over chaos, you are asserting control over the most powerful forces in your life. The research is clear. People who can manage their emotions consistently experience less stress, make better decisions, and build stronger relationships. Their resilience allows them to navigate challenges that would cripple others. Imagine the sense of freedom that comes when a harsh word no longer provokes you, when a sudden problem no longer sends you into panic, when setbacks become lessons rather than triggers for despair. Every controlled reaction builds inner confidence and reinforces the belief that you are capable, resilient, and unshakable. Emotional discipline transforms not just your inner world, but the world around you. People respond differently to those who carry calm authority. Doors open, conflicts resolve, and influence rises naturally when others sense the steadiness you maintain in the face of uncertainty. But it starts with awareness. Notice your triggers, recognize the patterns that hijack your mind, and commit to pausing before reaction. Each pause is a reclaiming of power, a small but significant act that compounds into unstoppable momentum. Every time you shift your response from impulsive to deliberate, you are proving to yourself that circumstances do not control you. You control your response to them. Your mood becomes a tool rather than a liability. And as you strengthen this skill, the benefits ripple outward into every other area of life. Your words gain authority because they are delivered from a place of calm. Your mind becomes sharper because it is not clouded by emotional turmoil. Your energy becomes focused because it is no longer wasted on reactive chaos. Ask yourself, how many opportunities have slipped away because you allow anger, fear, or frustration to dictate your actions? How many relationships have strained under uncontrolled emotion? That ends now. You have the ability to command your inner climate, to transform emotional energy into precise, deliberate action, and to navigate life with a power that others envy but few achieve. Every choice to remain composed, to respond thoughtfully, and to channel your feelings into constructive action is a declaration of control. Each act of emotional mastery builds confidence, resilience, and momentum that cannot be taken away. The storms will come, but they no longer define you. You have become the calm center, the steady force, the one who shapes life instead of being shaped by it. Every controlled emotion is a victory. Every deliberate response a step toward the life you are capable of commanding. And every moment of self-mastery, a powerful declaration that nothing outside of you can ever hold dominion over your spirit. Have you ever stopped to consider how much of your life is dictated by money, by the constant tension between want and need, scarcity and security? Most people believe that money controls them, that their worth, their happiness, and their freedom are tied to numbers in an account or bills unpaid. But the truth is that money is a tool, not a master. When you learn to control it, to direct it with discipline and intention, it becomes a force that amplifies your freedom, strengthens your decisions, and multiplies your opportunities. Financial mastery is not about wealth alone. It is about choice, power, and the ability to live life on your terms. Every impulsive purchase, every reactionary decision, every moment of fear-driven spending erodes your potential. Every deliberate choice, every act of discipline, every investment in your future reinforces it. Imagine the calm of knowing that your resources are aligned with your purpose, that every dollar serves your long-term vision rather than fleeting impulses. Research shows that people who manage money consciously experience far less stress, stronger confidence, and a greater sense of control over life. They are able to think clearly, plan boldly, and act decisively because they are not reacting to scarcity or anxiety. The power of financial control goes beyond numbers. It transforms your mindset, your energy, and your sense of self. Each act of restraint, each conscious decision about where your money goes, is a declaration that you will not be ruled by circumstance, fear, or immediate gratification. It is an assertion of personal power that ripples into every other area of life. Your words gain authority because you speak from a place of confidence rather than fear. Your mood stabilizes because the anxiety of uncertainty no longer hijacks your mind. Your thoughts become sharper because clarity replaces worry and focus replaces distraction. Every financial choice you make intentionally becomes a building block of freedom, resilience, and unstoppable momentum. Ask yourself how much of your energy has been drained by money slipping through your fingers or controlling your decisions. That ends now. Every act of conscious financial control is a step toward mastery, a declaration that you are in charge of your life. When you master money, you are not just creating security, you are creating options, influence, and the space to pursue your highest goals. You begin to see opportunities where others see obstacles, to act decisively while others hesitate, and to build a life that aligns with your vision rather than being dictated by circumstance. Each deliberate choice, each act of financial discipline compounds over time into freedom and power that cannot be taken away. Your money becomes an extension of your will, a reflection of your focus, and a tool that accelerates every area of mastery. You are no longer a victim of scarcity or impulse. You are the architect of your financial reality, the controller of your resources, and the commander of your future. Every choice, every act of discipline, every intentional investment you make now is a declaration of power. This is not about wealth alone. It is about claiming control over your life, expanding your freedom, and stepping fully into the force that you were always meant to be. Master your money, and you master your destiny. Have you ever realized that your mind is the battlefield where every victory in life is won or lost? Every choice, every word, every mood, and every financial decision originates in the mind. If your thoughts are uncontrolled, scattered, or negative, your life will follow the same path. But if you learn to master your mind, to focus it with clarity, discipline, and intention, everything else begins to align. Your mind is not a passive instrument. It is the architect of your reality. Every belief you hold, every assumption you accept, every repeated thought builds pathways in your brain that shape who you are, how you act, and what you achieve. Neuroscience proves that the brain is plastic, that it can be rewired through consistent focus and deliberate practice. You are not bound by the limitations you have inherited or the doubts that linger in your subconscious. You have the power to forge new pathways, to replace fear with confidence, scarcity with abundance, and hesitation with decisive action. Imagine the clarity that comes when your thoughts are under control, when mental chaos is replaced by precision, when focus drives every decision. Imagine the freedom of knowing that no negative thought, no external circumstance, and no momentary fear can derail your progress. This is the edge that separates those who live reactive, chaotic lives from those who command reality with confidence. Every moment you observe your thoughts, challenge limiting beliefs, and direct your mental energy toward growth, you are strengthening the foundation of every other area of mastery. Your words gain purpose because they are born from clarity, not confusion. Your emotions remain steady because you are no longer at the mercy of every impulse or trigger. Your money is managed with discipline because your mind sees long-term value over short-term satisfaction. Mental mastery transforms every layer of existence, creating a life of consistency, power, and unstoppable momentum. But it requires vigilance. You must notice the mental patterns that no longer serve you, the thoughts that erode confidence, the narratives that reinforce limitation. Then you must replace them with beliefs that empower, with thoughts that focus, and with convictions that drive action. Every repetition of intentional thought rewires your brain, strengthens your resolve, and builds the unstoppable energy of a mind aligned with purpose. Ask yourself, how many opportunities have slipped away? How many moments of hesitation have slowed your momentum? How many decisions have been clouded by fear or doubt? That ends now. The power to change your mental landscape is in your hands, and with it comes control over your words, your mood, your finances, and ultimately your life. Every choice to focus, to think deliberately, and to train your mind is a declaration that you will no longer be passive in the face of circumstance. Your mind becomes a tool of creation, a weapon of influence, and a sanctuary of clarity. This is where true mastery begins. When you command your thoughts, nothing external can shake you. Every action becomes deliberate, every word carries authority, every mood radiates stability, and every financial decision is grounded in purpose. Your life is no longer a reaction to the world. It is a manifestation of the power within your mind. Master it and you unlock everything. Have you ever realized how deeply your words shape the world you live in? Every statement, every phrase, every thought spoken aloud carries a force that influences your reality. Words are not merely communication, they are action, intention, and creation. When you speak recklessly, complain, or spread negativity, you are silently reinforcing fear, doubt, and limitation within yourself. Every careless comment chips away at your confidence, your influence, and the life you are capable of building. But when you choose your words with awareness, every sentence becomes a tool of power. Every conversation a chance to shape opportunity. Every affirmation a brick in the foundation of your future. The science is clear, conscious, positive speech strengthens self-belief, builds trust, and elevates your presence. People respond to those who speak with clarity and authority, and the world aligns itself with voices that carry intention. Yet most people underestimate this power. They speak reactively, allow emotion to dictate their speech, and fail to see how each word ripples into every aspect of their life. Imagine the freedom of speaking deliberately, of knowing that your words build, inspire, and command respect. Imagine conversations where every phrase moves you closer to your goals, strengthens your relationships, and reinforces your self-worth. This is not fantasy, it is mastery. Every time you pause before responding, every time you replace criticism with insight, complaint with solution, and fear with affirmation, you are training your mind and your environment to operate at a higher level. Your voice becomes a weapon of influence, a reflection of inner strength, and a conduit for the life you are determined to create. The impact of mastering your mouth extends far beyond communication. It stabilizes your mood because measured speech reduces conflict and regret. It sharpens your mind because intention in words demands clarity in thought. It strengthens your financial life because those who control their words negotiate, persuade, and act with confidence rather than impulse. Every controlled word compounds into authority, respect, and momentum. Ask yourself how many opportunities have been lost, how many relationships strained, how many moments wasted because of words spoken too hastily, too harshly, or too fearfully. That ends now. You have the power to command your voice, to wield it with precision, and to turn it into an instrument of creation rather than destruction. Every phrase you speak deliberately is a step toward influence. Every affirmation is a step toward self-mastery, and every pause before reaction is a step toward a life of control. Your mouth is not a passive tool. It is a bridge between intention and reality, between thought and action, between who you are and who you are becoming. Master your words, and you begin to shape the world with the same authority you feel inside. Every conversation, every declaration, every whisper of self-belief now becomes a seed of transformation. The world responds to the energy of your words, and when those words are deliberate, controlled, and empowered, your life transforms with them. Every word is a choice, and every choice is power. Claim it, command it, and let your voice become the force that builds the life you were born to live. Have you ever stopped to notice how your emotions quietly dictate the course of your life? Every frustration, every fear, every fleeting irritation has the potential to derail your focus, cloud your judgment, and rob you of your power. Most people believe they are at the mercy of their moods, that anger, sadness, or anxiety are unavoidable forces that control their actions. The truth is that your emotional state is a choice, a skill, and a tool if you learn to master it. Emotional mastery is not about ignoring your feelings or pretending they do not exist. It is about recognizing them, understanding their origin, and directing their energy toward deliberate action. Every time you respond with calm instead of reaction, with patience instead of frustration, with focus instead of distraction, you reclaim power that most people surrender to circumstance. Science proves that emotional regulation strengthens resilience, improves decision-making, and enhances overall life satisfaction. People who consistently manage their emotions, rise above chaos, maintain clarity under pressure, and influence the world around them without forcing it. Imagine the freedom of facing conflict without losing yourself, of encountering obstacles without panic, of moving through life with steady confidence while others react impulsively. Every moment you choose to control your emotions compounds into momentum that shapes your reality. Emotional mastery impacts every corner of life. It stabilizes your mind because clarity replaces the fog of impulsive feelings. It enhances your words because deliberate speech flows naturally from calm energy. It strengthens your financial decisions because fear-driven impulse no longer dictates spending or investment. Every act of emotional control is a declaration that you will not be a passive participant in your life. Ask yourself how many opportunities have slipped through your fingers because of unchecked anger, anxiety, or fear. How many moments have been lost to emotional chaos that you could have spent creating, building, or advancing? That ends now. Every deliberate pause, every conscious choice to respond instead of react, every effort to transform negative energy into focus is a step toward complete mastery. Your emotions are no longer threats, they are tools. Each controlled response builds resilience, each measured reaction reinforces confidence, and each conscious shift in mood strengthens your capacity to act decisively. The storms will still come, but they no longer define you. You become the calm center in a world of turbulence, the unshakable force that bends circumstances instead of being bent by them. Every emotion you master strengthens every other aspect of your life. Your words, your thoughts, your financial discipline, your presence. You begin to radiate stability, attract trust, and command respect effortlessly. Emotional mastery is not a skill you acquire passively. It is a practice you choose, a discipline you cultivate, and a force that compounds every day. Each moment of composure, each deliberate act of control, each shift from reaction to intention is a victory, a step toward the life you are capable of commanding. Your power lies not in controlling the world around you, but in controlling the world within you. Take it, own it, and let every emotion you feel fuel the momentum of your unstoppable growth. Have you ever realized how much of your life is dictated by your relationship with money? Most people believe that wealth, security, and freedom come from luck, opportunity, or inheritance, but the reality is far more empowering. Financial control is a skill, and it begins with conscious choice. Money is not an obstacle or a tyrant, it is a tool. When you master it, it becomes a force that amplifies your freedom, strengthens your influence, and accelerates your capacity to create the life you desire. Every impulse purchase, every fear-driven decision, every reactive spending habit chips away at your independence. Every deliberate choice, every disciplined investment, every act of financial restraint builds power, opportunity, and peace of mind. Imagine the confidence that comes from knowing exactly where your money goes, from knowing that each dollar works for you rather than against you, from feeling unshakable in the face of financial uncertainty. Research confirms that people who manage money with intention experience less stress, better decision-making, and stronger long-term results. But beyond numbers, financial mastery transforms the very way you think and act. Each act of discipline reinforces focus, patience, and resilience. Every conscious decision strengthens your ability to act in alignment with your goals rather than being hijacked by fear or impulse. Money becomes a tool for creation, not a source of anxiety. Your words gain authority because your confidence radiates beyond speech. Your mood stabilizes because the stress of scarcity no longer controls your inner state. Your mind sharpens because clarity replaces worry and focus replaces distraction. Every choice you make with intention compounds over time, creating a life of freedom, power, and unstoppable momentum. Ask yourself how much energy, opportunity, and potential have been lost to careless spending, fear-driven decisions, or a lack of financial awareness. That ends now. Every deliberate financial decision is a declaration that you will no longer allow circumstance, fear, or impulse to dictate the life you lead. Each act of control over your resources builds not just wealth, but resilience, freedom, and a capacity to act with unwavering confidence. Master your money, and you master options, opportunities, and influence. You begin to see the world differently. Obstacles become challenges to navigate. Scarcity transforms into strategy, and choices become powerful instruments of creation. Each disciplined action compounds into security and momentum that cannot be taken away. Financial control is not about wealth alone. It is about claiming your power, expanding your freedom, and aligning your resources with your highest goals. Every dollar managed intentionally is a building block of freedom. Every investment a step toward influence, and every act of restraint a reinforcement of self-mastery. Your life is no longer dictated by scarcity or fear. You are in command, directing resources, energy, and focus toward the life you are determined to create. Master your money, and you unlock the freedom to master everything else. Your words, your emotions, your mind, and ultimately your destiny. Have you ever considered that the mind is the ultimate battleground for every success you seek, every word you speak, every emotion you feel, and every financial decision you make originates in the mind? If your thoughts are chaotic, negative, or reactive, your life will follow the same path. But when you master your mind, everything else begins to align. Your mind is not passive. It is the engine of your reality. Every belief you accept, every thought you repeat, every assumption you entertain either builds your power or erodes it. Neuroscience proves that the brain is plastic. It can be reshaped through consistent focus and intentional thought. You are not confined by doubts, fears, or past failures. You have the capacity to rewire your mental patterns, to replace hesitation with decisiveness, scarcity with abundance, and distraction with focus. Imagine the clarity that arises when your thoughts are deliberate, when mental chaos is replaced by precision, and when focus drives every choice. Imagine the freedom of knowing that no negative thought or fleeting fear can derail your progress. This is the difference between living reactively and living intentionally. Each moment, you observe your thoughts, challenge limiting beliefs, and direct your mental energy toward growth. You are building the foundation for mastery in every area of life. Your words gain weight because they are grounded in clarity. Your emotions stabilize because you are no longer at the mercy of impulse or reaction. Your financial decisions become precise because your mind sees long-term value over short-term gratification. Mental mastery strengthens every layer of existence, creating consistency, influence, and momentum that cannot be shaken. But it demands vigilance. You must notice thoughts that no longer serve you, confront beliefs that limit you, and intentionally cultivate habits that empower you. Every repetition of deliberate thought rewires your brain, fortifies your confidence, and enhances your capacity to act decisively. Ask yourself, how many opportunities have slipped away? How many decisions have been clouded by doubt or fear? How many moments of momentum have been lost to scattered thinking? That ends now. Every choice to focus, to redirect, and to cultivate empowering thoughts is a declaration of control. Your mind becomes not just a tool, but a weapon of influence, a sanctuary of clarity, and the foundation of unstoppable progress. This mastery impacts every other area. Your words, your emotions, your financial decisions all flow from the power of a disciplined mind. Each act of intentional mental focus compounds, building the momentum that shapes reality itself. You are no longer reacting to the world. You are creating it with precision, authority, and purpose. Every thought, every decision, every moment of focus is a step toward the life you are capable of commanding. Your power has always resided within you. Master your mind, and every other aspect of your life, your words, your mood, your finances falls into alignment. You become unstoppable, unshakable, and undeniably in control of your destiny. Have you ever realized how much power lies in the words you speak? Every sentence, every phrase, every whisper carries energy that shapes your reality, influences your environment, and defines the trajectory of your life. Words are not just sounds, they are tools, weapons, and instruments of creation. When spoken carelessly, they erode confidence, damage relationships, and reinforce limitation within yourself and others. Every complaint, every excuse, every harsh remark chips away at your potential, leaving cracks where opportunity could have taken root. But when you choose your words deliberately, With intention and awareness, every conversation becomes a building block, every declaration becomes a step toward influence, and every affirmation strengthens the foundation of the life you are determined to create. Research proves that people who speak with intention experience higher self-belief, stronger trust in relationships, and a magnetic presence that commands respect without effort. Most people underestimate this force, allowing emotion, habit, and reaction to dictate their speech, unaware that every word has consequence. Imagine the freedom of speaking with precision, of knowing that your words elevate rather than diminish, that every conversation moves you closer to your goals, and that every expression reinforces your confidence and authority. This is not about perfection, it is about power. Every time you pause before responding, replace criticism with insight, or convert fear into affirmation, you are training not just your mouth, but your mind and your life. Your voice becomes a conduit of influence, a reflection of inner strength, and a tool for creating momentum. The mastery of words affects every aspect of existence. Your emotions stabilize because measured speech reduces conflict and regret. Your mind sharpens because clarity is required to express purposefully. Your financial decisions gain accuracy because those who control their voice negotiate, persuade, and act with confidence rather than impulse. Every conscious word compounds into authority, momentum, and progress that cannot be undermined by chaos or distraction. Ask yourself, how many opportunities, relationships, and moments of growth have been lost to words spoken too hastily, too fearfully, or too recklessly? That ends now. You have the power to command your voice, to direct your speech with precision, and to transform language into a force for creation rather than destruction. Every phrase you choose intentionally is a declaration of mastery. Every affirmation strengthens influence, and every pause before reaction solidifies control over your reality. Your mouth is not passive. It is the bridge between thought and action, intention and outcome, desire and achievement. Master your words, and you begin to shape the world with the same authority you carry inside. Every conversation, every declaration, every intentional statement becomes a tool of transformation. Your energy, your presence, your influence, all rise in proportion to the care and intention you bring to every word. Each word is a choice. Each choice is power. Claim it, wield it, and let your voice become the unstoppable force that builds the life you were always meant to live. Have you ever noticed how much control or lack of control over your emotions shapes your entire life? Every frustration, every burst of anger, every moment of fear, and every wave of anxiety has the power to hijack your decisions, distort your focus, and steal your momentum. Most people believe emotions are uncontrollable, that they come and go like storms in the sky. The truth is, emotions are not commands, they are signals. They alert you to what you value, what you fear, and where your attention is focused. The moment you learn to interpret them, to pause before reacting, and to choose how you respond, you unlock a level of power that most people never reach. Emotional mastery is not suppression, it is transformation. It is turning raw feelings into fuel, insight, and strength. Every time you replace frustration with patience, anger with clarity, and fear with focus, you reclaim territory within yourself that cannot be taken by circumstance, criticism, or chaos. Science confirms that individuals who regulate their emotions intentionally experience higher resilience, more effective decision-making, and deeper personal and professional relationships. They are the ones who navigate crises without panic, who remain calm under pressure, and who influence situations rather than being influenced by them. Imagine moving through the world with this kind of control. Imagine facing setbacks without despair, criticism without self-doubt, and conflict without being consumed. Every controlled emotional response is a victory. It strengthens your inner confidence, sharpens your focus, and frees your energy to pursue growth instead of reacting to chaos. Emotional mastery amplifies every other area of life. Your words gain impact because they are delivered from composure, not impulse. Your financial decisions are sharper because fear and anxiety no longer drive reactionary spending or hesitation. Your mind becomes a sanctuary instead of a battlefield, capable of strategic thought and deliberate action. Ask yourself, how many opportunities have slipped away because of an uncontrolled response, a moment of anger, or a burst of fear? How many moments have been wasted, energy drained, or relationships strained? That ends now. Every time you choose calm over chaos, reflection over reaction, patience over impulse. You are reclaiming authority over your life. Your emotions are no longer enemies. They are tools, guides, and energy to propel you forward. Each act of emotional control compounds, building momentum, resilience, and personal power that cannot be shaken by circumstance. You become the calm center in a world of turbulence, the unshakable force that others instinctively respect and follow. Every controlled emotion strengthens your presence, sharpens your mind, and reinforces your ability to create the life you want. This is mastery in action. The storms will come, but you will not be swept away. You will redirect energy toward action, clarity, and growth. Emotional mastery is not just a skill, it is a declaration. A declaration that you will no longer be a passenger in your own life, that you will command your mind, your words, your finances, and your actions with deliberate precision. Each moment of control builds the foundation for unstoppable momentum and a life defined by choice, power, and unwavering focus.